Hi guys, welcome back. This is another video brought to you by myself, Ryan, and today I wanted to do a video on Bitcoin, and it's going to be quite a different video today because often on this channel we stick to the higher time frames, sometimes do some lower time frame Elliott wave stuff, but really today I wanted to talk about Bitcoin and some clear ranges that it has been in over the past year or so, and how these ranges are totally manipulated into making people make the wrong decisions at the wrong times. So we'll delve into these ranges, how we evaluate the true range and how we evaluate the manipulation in the range. Not going to go too much into Elliott wave today. I think everyone knows, watching my previous videos, on what the Elliott wave count is that I'm looking for. So why spotting a bit of manipulation at the bottom of this range is going to be the key to identifying when the next major move is going to come for Bitcoin. So I think what makes the most sense is to identify how and why we are identifying the true range of what price action is currently or was in the past, bouncing between. And on the daily time frame here, if we are analysing this and saying that this level up here at around 47,000 was the breakdown level, then the true range has to be below that for Bitcoin to have dropped to a lower level, consolidated, and then dropped lower. But as you can see, in this true range, we got a bit of manipulation to the upside, and it's hindsight now to look back and identify this as manipulation, but at the time everyone, when they saw this breakout from this range, I don't know how many people was involved in the market at this time, but a lot of people started getting back into the market at this point. And this is how, when building a true range like this for the market makers, bounce in between and then what seems to be a clear break of the range turns into a big trap, and everyone starts to make the wrong decisions at the wrong times. So all the people that started buying above here, above this what seemed to be a range breakout, well, look at where we are now, and we've dropped massively. And these people are if they've not got out earlier, they're in true drawdown. And now when we identify this range at the bottom here, which is under the breakdown level of this range that we was in, above this wick here, so I'm going to identify this as the true range, taking in some candle bodies and candle wicks. I do believe, having a look at this, I think we're in exactly the same situation that we was up here, where we have what seems to be a clear range break with power, but then we're not moving further down, even with all this scary news that keeps coming out with FTX and collateral damage. And why is price not moving further down like we got up here? Why was price not getting pushed up? And I think it's because of a slowing momentum in the market. I think the market is really slowing in momentum to the downside. I think that's shown in the RSI. What I am looking for in the RSI, we'll go into it a little bit more in later in the video, is a bit of bullish divergence. We already have it on the weekly. We've got the signs to identify this as what seems to be a manipulation. But what we have to be careful of is the immediate drops in what could be the weeks coming. So what we can then do when moving to the weekly time frame, as I've moved it to now, is use the candle bodies here and shorten the range, and you can see the amount of manipulation that goes on within this range. Just look at the wicks to the upside, down, up, down, and then the true manipulation to the upside before the real move down. And I'll do the same here for this range down here. We'll use the candle bodies to give what seems to be, we'll use them down there. Nice reactions from the zone there. You can see the clear range that the candle bodies are moving between, and then like we had up here on the weekly time frame, how bullish did that look? It looked really bullish, and you can see why people got excited in the market and why people might have rushed back in. Compare that to right now on the weekly time frame, where we have the range break. We're stuck at the bottom here. We have an indecision candle. Look at what we got up there. Indecision. The market didn't know what to do. But up here, the market was slowing in momentum to the upside. And right now, what I'm seeing is market slowing in momentum to the downside. We're getting all the same signs of true manipulation in the market right here at this level. As all these scary narratives come out, I did delve into that a little bit in the last video that I made about the narratives and how these narratives come out at just the right time to, if it's a bullish narrative and there's a big green candle, everyone wants to buy for it only to reverse. And if there's a big red candle breaking the range, bad news, FTX, collateral damage, bankruptcies, why haven't we fallen further? and why didn't we push up further here? I think that is because this is manipulation. Who is holding the market up here? If everyone's scared and selling and getting the money off exchanges, who is it that's holding the market up here? Could it be that this is the market makers getting ready, building positions for the true move to the upside, like we got up here with the true move to the downside? So just jumping back now to the daily time frame, if we are analysing this range and taking into account what we've seen in previous ranges and how these ranges are manipulated, if we use that in combination with the Elliott wave count that I presented in my last video, with this being an ABC to the upside, I'll just point that out there for you. Something like this, an A, B, and then a move to the upside. Does this move take into consideration wiping out liquidation levels? And I think it does. We've got the A move to the upside, which is with these wicks, you can see a bit of manipulation there, wiping out the liquidity. And then this big move to the downside, what seems to be a nice B wave to the downside, wiping out this liquidity down here. Then we would be expecting a 5-wave move to the upside. I did go into this in a little bit more detail in the last video, so if you want more detail on that, go check it out. But I think this Elliott wave count, with the analysis of the range analysis right here for Bitcoin on the daily time frame, I think it makes sense. But what we need to watch out for is some further manipulation at these levels, because as we are down here, it don't mean that on the daily time frame or on the 4-hourly we can not be manipulated even more with further drops. So let's mark out some zones right now. With this move from the top of A down to what I think is possibly the bottom of, sorry, let me just, that's in the wrong position there. I wanted to do it at the bottom of here. Where would be, if you can see the level that we're holding right now, it's perfect, it's really a good sign. But where would be a further manipulation level if we are looking to see it? What I would do is mark out this zone and outline that as a further manipulation zone, where if the market maker is going to be trying to build longs at the lowest possible point, even more panic, one more story to get price down here for the market maker to send price up, it would be perfect. And I think that is a possibility, but also what is a possibility? That is B is finished right here. This is the reaction that we want. People are fearful, and then we move up fast with no possible chance for anyone who's waiting to get back into the market. So I would highlight this zone out, have it on your charts, keep it there. If we get in there, it might be an opportunity, because you can have your stop loss below, and if you get hit, you know, risk management is key, and you can really set yourself up for a great opportunity, in my opinion. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll just delve into a little bit of the conclusion now. So just to round up for Bitcoin, another great thing that you can actually do is, because this range analysis works on all time frames, and so does Elliott wave in my opinion, we can take the true range of what Bitcoin was in at these levels where we was bouncing between, and identify the clear manipulation to the upside that we got with what seemed to be a bullish break for then the true move to the downside. And if that was the true range, we haven't really had a back test of this range. So let's identify another range within this range that we can maybe see a potential for price to come back to. And what's screaming out to me is this little range here. We've had no real back test of it, and usually you would have 1 or 2 back tests of a range before then moving on. So if Bitcoin is going to move lower, and we are anticipating a move to the downside after this, these are the ranges we need to be watching out for. Of course, we don't have to go back up, and it's not financial advice, but these can be the levels that you've got marked out on your chart, ready to de-risk, ready to take back at least your initial investment. So let's say we do get this move to the upside. I'll just mark out a possibility here. Let's say we get that fast move to the upside. You've invested down here. You've got your risk management in place in case we go lower. You're ready for manipulation also. Of course, it comes down to you and your own risk management, but if we get that move to the upside, you've then got the great possibility to take out your initial investment in whatever you are invested in. It doesn't have to be Bitcoin, it can be whatever coin, because Bitcoin moves up, everything else is going to move up at the same time. You've then got the possibility to take that out, so you're risk free, and then let's say we move back down and we go back down even lower, you've got a chance to play the back move to the upside again with them profits or with that initial investment out. So these are the ways you can play it, and that's the great thing about entering at these low prices. If you go lower, then you can identify an extra range where manipulation might happen in anticipation of a move back to at least this range, and risk manage. It's all about risk management. It's not about what is going to happen in the market. It's just about playing the probabilities. So of course, again, not financial advice, but hopefully this information has been useful to anyone that's been watching. If you are watching, if you liked the video, give it a like, drop a comment, let me know what you think, guys, and of course subscribe, because some people are not subscribed, so do it, guys. Cheers, see you next time.